Oh, turn your mic off. Every time. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, hi, Andy. We see you over there. We want to say hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to be doing some fun stuff. It's going to be a little bit more hands-on. So you're going to see that I am not, in fact, a professional hairstylist. So, yippee. And Nigel's going to be acting as kind of like my production assistant while I try to style some wigs. And in case you were wondering which wigs I was talking about, I'll just kind of pop over here for a second. Whoop. Yeah, we're going to be styling an Ainsley, which is in the color Masala Chai. So you'll get a really nice second look here at the new Masala Chai color. And what I plan to do with this wig is straighten it, like flat iron the bejesus out of it, which is super easy to do, by the way. And I'll kind of walk you through that process. I am not a hairstylist by trade. I'm more of a tech geek by trade. Like I really love building Shopify stores and doing SEO work and stuff like that. So definitely more like geek inclined. So don't feel intimidated, I guess is what I'm saying, by not being familiar with how to style hair. If you're anything like me, it's always been kind of intimidating because, you know, I started losing my hair from a really young age. So you don't really get familiar with it. You're always in, you know, how do I cover this up mode and not so much like what can I actually do with my appearance mode. That doesn't usually happen until we start experimenting with alternative hair, which is why it's so compelling. You know, it's like a habit you just can't shake, and one is never enough sometimes, because it's like, you know, that is how you end up with a gigantic wig collection like I do, essentially, is what I'm saying. Because you get the opportunity to kind of change your appearance however you want. And that is the beauty of a wig like Ainsley, because she's heat friendly. So I'm gonna show you how simple this can be with a heat friendly wig, particularly if you're just worried about the taco head, the fold on top. You can kind of see, particularly in that side picture, the second one, that it's got a little bit of taco head going on. So we're going to correct that. And then we're also going to do the exact same thing with the Grayson. We're going to remove the taco head. I am going to have to take an intermission between these two styling demos or experiments. Is probably a little bit more valid because I still don't really know what I want to do completely. And I'm not an expert hairstylist, but I am going to curl this one a little bit to show you, you know, how to actually get a curl to set in a heat-friendly fiber. And that way you can see what Raisin looks like with a curl that is not professionally done. I always say things like the most long-winded way possible, but that is what we're going to show you today. So I'm going to let Nigel pause for some comments.
Okay, well, just wanted to say that hi, and
hello.
You're with Heather, head wig designer, and me, Nigel, one of the main wig photographers at the moment. Snap, snap, grin, grin, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? More. Our streams are usually a bit tipsy. More on that in a second.
I'm still sober, believe it or not. So
yeah, well, that will change.
Yeah, aside from like an allergy pill.
Yeah, so it's gonna be it's gonna be a bit of fun. We're gonna be, you know, using not safe for work languages. A little bit of that, a little bit of alcohol, a little bit of fun, a little bit of laughs. You know, the usual stuff. So if you're looking for something that's boring and professional,
quit being shady, Nigel. Just
then
oh my God, you are such a shade queen. Just get on with it.
All right. Well, Heather's wearing Beckett by Wigs Forever in the color Smoke Show R.
Yes, for anybody who's asking, again, that was, and it's going to scroll by here. This is actually Beckett. I made Beckett in Smoke Show R. So she's going to be coming out. We made 20 of these, and she's going to be coming out in the fall. So you can see this is really a very small operation compared to the big boys. But my hope is that, you know, the value of what you're getting, as cheesy as that probably sounds, makes it appealing, you know, even if it is small scale. I love this color so very much. And this style, by the way, you know what I did to this? I combed it. That's it. This comes steamed off the face like this because I need that very much. So yeah, all I did was kind of break up the curl a bit. This is a non-heat friendly fiber. If you recall, when I did the live stream where I talked about the prototype of Beckett, you know, if you haven't seen that one, check it out. We might have to like link to that in the description if you could like make a note about that or something.
What's that?
We might want to link to the fashion show we did a while back with Beckett, where we debuted Beckett and talked about the style, because I talked about the cap and all that stuff in that live stream. So we'll have to get a link and put that in the description after this is done being live. But anyway, so yeah, this is what Beckett looks like when you comb her in this gorgeous gray. Oh, I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. So because I liked how this one turned out so much, I just wanted to wear it to start this live stream. So yeah. We got any comments or anything?
Oh, well, let's see. Got loads of people popping in. Let's see here. Jenna says, love the style and color you are wearing.
Thank you. I made it myself.
Jeremy Smith says, I'm in love with his hair. Yay. Liz says, I have to have a Beckett.
Oh, she does have a lace front and a monofilament side part, by the way. And the part is on the left.
Shelley says, hi, Heather. Hi, Nigel. Good to see you both.
Hi, Shelley.
Let's see. I think I've caught up with everyone who has joined in. If I didn't type to you, then I think I've said hello to you.
Yeah.
By now. So
all right. Well, I think we might be pretty primed to start doing the first one.
Okay. Well, before we do that, how about I get to the drink of the week?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
You lush. You just want to get right into it.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay. This week's, I'm calling it Midnight at the Oasis. I can't remember if I called a drink that already, but this has 2 types of cactus fruit in it, and as we all know, cactus is our friend.
Yes, so, honey, I actually have a very strong recommendation.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of mull this over, but I think we should wait for you to do the full demo of the drink, because you're going to have to, like, you know, vamp for a little while I go in the other room and change my outfit.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get to
you can
to this
make
later.
the drink. You could tease them by making the drink and then giving us drinks so we can drink. But I think we should save the demo and like wait until you have to fill that time, because I'm probably going to be off screen, just FYI, for probably about 15 minutes because I want to change my makeup.
Okay.
And so what I might do is change my outfit, change my makeup, but what I might just do is just take some of it off, right? And then anything that is really time consuming, like the eyeliner, I might do it in the bathroom and then come in here, and then I'll do anything else that's kind of fun and I can do on camera kind of quickly. I'll do it out here. And because the Magenta Melt does not go with olive green. I really wanted to coordinate it with the Ainsley back there to really showcase that color a little bit. So, yeah. Alrighty. So, honey.
Okay.
You want to make us drinks then?
All right. Let's make some drinks.
Yeah. I'm going to keep stalling for a little bit just to give people a little bit of time to come and join us. So, I'm going to go back to the comments a little bit because a lot of stuff just came in. So, let me scroll up. Going up. Oh, Andy says, definitely true for me. For a few years, I picked only styles that match my bio hair, and then I asked myself, why? Now I wear all colors and all styles except really long. I'm too short. Hey, sometimes long hair is really fussy too. Like I actually try to stick to like what I'm wearing, which is Beckett, because I like things that are shoulder length, maybe a little bit longer when I'm feeling extra, you know, femme. But I definitely can't handle wearing really long wigs for long periods of time, even human hair ones. It's just, I've never been accustomed to that. My hair's never grown that way organically. So to me, it's just, I feel it the whole time. I don't know about you guys. But yeah, let's see here. But Tina said, I washed my Grayson because she definitely had taco head. Taco head is for real. That's why I don't even front about it. I don't try to hide it or minimize it. It is a thing. So that's why we need to keep talking about it, spread the word, and that way people know what to do when they encounter it in the wild. Jennifer says, I'm lead. What piece am I currently wearing? This is Beckett. This is the prototype of Beckett that we're coming out with in the fall. And this is Smoke Show R. So I'm going to do a little turn one more time just so everybody can kind of see this again. Beckett. There you go. Wigs forever. Sorry if my camera adjusts. It's not that great of a camera. Just one more thing that I'm going to have to improve slowly over time.
There you go, my treasure.
Ooh. So what is this again?
This is the
because we're going to tempt you with it until intermission.
This is the Midnight at the Oasis with 2 types of cactus fruit.
It's lovely. He's very inventive, and he came up with it himself.
Today.
Yes, today. So Nigel's very gifted with this stuff. So,
I am the mix master.
Let's see here. Kathleen says hi. Hi, Kathleen. And Shelly says, it's nice to see us both. Nice to see you too. Liz says she has to have a Beckett. That's so cool.
Bettina makes an interesting point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all try my iced tea recipe I sent you yet? We haven't got it yet.
No, we have. It's got to be in the help desk.
The help desk. We need to get it from the help desk.
We need to get you to get a notepad, friend, so that way you can write these things down when they come up, and we can actually remember to follow up on them. Because that's the thing. I think he's waiting for me to be like, "Hey, this thing," and I'm like,
"I'll go do that now."
I'm doing a lot off camera, and I'll talk about that actually probably a little bit later towards the end of the stream. I'm doing a lot of stuff. In fact, I'm designing like a whole new website. In fact, I'm designing 2 new websites. I've got most of the CysterWigs website basically redesign done. I've had to modify it a little bit. We've kind of changed strategic directions, which we'll talk about later. And I will definitely talk about it here once we actually like get it in motion. But my goal is to, you know, kind of branch out and collaborate with more people. So we're trying to lay the foundation for that to happen, but it's super time consuming. So he's writing the note down because I actually would like it to be one of the drinks we make here tonight. If it's good, you know, like be like tea a la Bettina. But yeah, so we will definitely look into it. He's writing it down right now. Thank you, honey. Let's see. What other colors does Beckett come in? We will describe that when we actually get a little bit closer to launch. She comes in a lot of colors, but that's something we're going to slowly trickle out the information on as the date gets closer. Let's see. Robin says, this looks like fun. I've never been great at styling my hair as it is thin and fine and straight, which is why I love your wigs. I have about a dozen so far. See what I mean?
Thank you.
It's so hard to have only one. They're literally like potato chips because they're so much fun to play with once you get the hang of it. So yeah, the great thing about these wigs is that because they're not crazy expensive, it takes a little bit of the heat off, you know? Like if you were going to be playing around with like an Upstage by Raquel Welch as your first wig and you've never heat styled a wig before, that could be very intimidating because that wig is a premium ultra deluxe mega not inexpensive wig. You know what I mean? It's an up there in price point wig for a good reason. It's got a lot of hand-tied everything on it. It's a great wig actually. Yeah, it's one of those things where if you're styling one that's like less than 100, you know, like it's not as intimidating. And the other cool thing is that, you know, I love the way mine fit. I know that's going to be controversial because some folks want a smaller wig and they need that, but there are so many more in the medical part of things. There's so many more options for people who want small caps than there are for people who need bigger ones. And I feel like this is a very underserviced part of the wig population. So I want to make sure everybody knows that these fit a little bit big, and that is definitely intentional. Okay, so I'm going to start setting up for the Ainsley, and I'm going to hand the mic over to Nigel.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. And do you want me to turn my mic off?
No, that's all right, because I'll just talk through your mic.
Sounds good. We can even switch places for a little bit if you want.
Because I am loud. So what am I talking about?
Stuff.
Stuff!
Yeah, stuff.
Okay. Right then. Hey, that works nicely.
What does?
Just switching chairs like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes I come up with good ideas.
Well, I don't doubt that for a minute. Okay, let's see. We've got some new comments. Let's take some comments. Let's see. Melanie says, I'm new, looking for a short bob with a realistic amount of hair, lace front, and average cap. Well, Melanie brings up an interesting point. If you've got, where did that go?
Oh, there are tons of really good ones out there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we could all kind of offer up some recommendations. I mean, there are lots of them out there that are really good like that.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to say, if you send an email to our
help
desk. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure some of our viewers will chime in with some suggestions
please
as well.
do.
By all means, help each other out. But if you want to send an email to our help desk with address down at the bottom there, scrolling along, describe what you want. They'll try and point you in the right direction with some links so you can check them out and see pictures and everything. Okay, hope that helps.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I've got all of my T-pins and stuff in like this little Russell Stover's tin. All right. Let's see here.
I'm going to move these glasses off here because they're shaking a bit too much for my comfort. Yours is the one that's full. Mine's the one that's half drunk already. Oh. Like me.
You blush.
Well, I had to test the recipe to make sure it works.
Oh, do I actually have T-pins in here? I thought there were.
I'll get T-pins.
I need T-pins, please.
Right. Excuse me, my treasure. I found a whole bunch of them and decided to amalgamate them all. So.
I need T-pins because I need to be able to pin this puppy down. See how I went like that and tried to yeah, I could tell it wasn't pinned down. And it's going to need to be pinned down. Now, here's something really, really super duper important whenever you use heat tools on even though this is heat friendly and you can heat style it up to about 350 degrees, right? There's one really important thing you got to remember when you're using heat styling tools on any heat friendly wig is that you can't pull on the fiber. Don't pull on the fiber when you're applying the heat because you will stretch out that fiber and it will become distended. It will become kind of thinned out. And what's worse is that the pigment will redistribute across the length of it and it becomes lighter in color. So it actually distorts the color of the wig over time. It also makes it more prone to tangling and that funk bunching up effect. So you want to avoid pulling on a heat-friendly wig, particularly when you're combing it or when you are using heat tools on it. You want to be super careful about the amount of pressure you're applying. So having it really firmly attached to your head will really be helpful. The other thing that's really kind of fun, can you hand me the other canvas head for a second?
This one?
Yeah, I want to show you something really fun. I'm going to take this one off of here for a sec. Here you go. Okay. I just want to show you the canvas heads. I want to show you the difference between an average canvas head and this one here, which is for my circumference. 23.5 inches. You can see that there's a substantial difference, right? This one's a 22. So most wigs are made for this kind of head in the medical space. And I'm making mine for this. Okay, maybe slightly smaller than this, but can get to this with adjustment. So, all right.
Janice has a good question. Janice has a good question. What brand lipstick and color are you in? Heather, not Nigel.
I was not expecting to put this canvas head down and see you in the wig. This is actually
sexual awareness, Heather.
I will have to go grab it when I go to intermission, and because I'm going to take a break in between wigs to change outfits. I will grab it, so because I'll keep the same lipstick on for each look. But yeah, that's like a lip liner / inexpensive lipstick combo. I'm gonna hand this back over to you for the Grayson. I want the big one for the Ainsley.
Yeah. Okay. And Tina, if you'd like to send that recipe for Mango Madness into the
mangoes.
Yeah, I love mangoes. into the help desk, we'll get all the recipes in one go.
Mango. Ooh. You know, there are a few things more divine than sticky rice with mango on it. That is just, it's the jam. It's so good. So yeah, I'm a big fan of mango. Oh man, you are very good at mixing these cocktails.
Thank you, my treasure.
Indeed. Okay, so
T-pins.
Wee! I forgot to put that there. Okay. And I'm the sober one. That's fun. Okay, so T-pins, please.
Well,
Here.
Technically, I'm sober, but I don't wish to be.
Well, get on that.
On it!
Can you add me back to the stream, please?
Yes.
No, it's on yours, too.
Yeah, well. Yeah. There we go.
Hello. I gotta see if this is actually gonna work like this. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and riff a little bit, honey. I'm gonna try to adjust the camera and make sure that it's like people can actually see what I'm doing. You know?
All righty. Robin says that wig looks great on me. Thank you. Well, I tried to keep things amusing. I thought, you know, if I put that on with the beard and the magenta hair, I'd end up looking like Animal from the Muppet Show with glasses on.
Can you do me a favor and lift up the laptop?
Lift up this laptop?
Yeah, I'm gonna put this underneath it.
All righty.
We're gonna lift up our friends. We're lifting you up. Mm-hmm. We are now motivational speakers.
Yuck.
Everyone just got lifted up. All right. Hi again. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of a better view.
Kathleen says T-pins and duckbill clips are essential for styling.
Absolutely.
Bettina doesn't have a recipe, just a name, not a drink or a mixologist. Well, we've got some mango flavored things, Heather. I'm sure we could come up with mango flavored things.
Yes, mango.
Mango, yes.
You said mango, I say yes.
We've got mango iced tea. We've got mango lemonade, I think. Some of those lemonade packets.
Sure.
Possibly, yeah.
I'm going to let you just talk, and I'm going to have to pay attention to what I'm doing, or else I think because of my fancy nails, I risk stabbing myself in the finger somehow.
Me just talking, well, that's going to be bloody boring.
No, you're fascinating.
Okay. Well, you want fascinating. Yeah. We've got, we were out doing some gardening yesterday, and we're looking at the orb weavers we've got living in our area. Now, about 4 years ago, Heather stumbled across this spiny orb weaver. They're fantastic. They look like video game enemies. Like these little squat crab-shaped things with spikes coming off them. And Heather had a big one stretched across her porch, and it was eating every single mosquito and midge in the area. So Heather was happy to keep her around.
Yes.
She called her Big Alice.
Alice.
And when she saw how many bugs this spider was eating, she thought, right, you can stay as long as you like.
That's right. Bring all of your little friends and have them eat all these stupid little bugs.
Well, then I never saw an Alice because that's the year I moved here, and didn't see Alice because she'd passed on for the winter. That
sounds like a brooding young adult fiction novel. I never saw an Alice.
Well, it does. But anyway, what happened was a couple years went by, and then last year I started noticing smaller spiny orb weavers in the trees on the corner of our house. And I think at the end of the year, I think I counted maybe 5 of them. And this year, we've counted 8 at any given time. Some of them ranging from the size of like a period at the end of a sentence to about the size of my pinky fingernail. And they're absolutely fascinating, and they're eating all the bugs, and we love them, and they're cute. Don't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But adorable.
Bettina,
they're weird little bugs.
They are weird. They look like video game enemies.
They're super cute though.
Yeah, like a Mario Brothers enemy, like a Mario Brothers enemy.
I think they look like smiling Jason Voorhees.
They do look like smiling Jason Voorhees masks.
Like he wants to be your friend.
Tina says my idea of a drink is rum and diet soda. Well, that's also good. Also good.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. When I was younger, I very much enjoyed Coke Zero and Captain Morgan's.
Shelley says, oh, I need one of those. Can you send me one? Send you one of what? A wig? A spider?
We have lots of wigs.
Yeah, we've got lots of wigs. We got lots of spiny orb weavers, too.
So you can see I'm using like a little rat tail comb here. That's because I really want to separate this out. So I'm being kind of gentle with it.
Ah, she wants one of the spiders.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah. You got that? Okay, my sweet.
Yeah, I think so. I just want to make sure everybody can see me.
Okay. You want me to go AWOL on this so you can do it?
Sure.
Okay. Well, you'll need to bring the microphone in So, right. I'm going to mute. There.
Oh.
Well, your thing is not muted. There. All righty.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the echo
We're
always
golden.
sounds spooky to me. Yeah, this is Masala Chai. I've got the light up really, really bright. So in fact, it might show up a little more clearly if I kind of pull back a little bit. Because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So the light needs to be a little bit brighter than you would have in normal circumstances. So let's see what else we got in here to restrain some of this. I know I have clips. Yes, I do. They are someplace. Do you know where my clips are, honey?
What, like the
duckbill ones.
The
womp 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 ones.
Tell you what, I'll have a look.
Okay, I've got stuff I can use in the interim, so it's not going to slow this down. But those are much better for this particular journey. And I believe I'm listening to George Michael in the background, but it's like really, really quiet. So I'm just going to, in a very unprecise fashion, just kind of restrain some of this. You can see I don't even have the right tools for this, right? But it's still going to turn out okay. I just have to.
I found one.
Oh, well, that works. Thank you, honey.
I'm sure
There have to be more someplace. But anyway, the show must go on. Again, I'm just kind of restraining this up here because it's going to make it easier to do this. I'm just going to straighten this to be as poker straight as I can get it. So it really calls all those edges into attention and looks really, really dramatic. So I'll use this one here. Okay. And I've got this on. This is just a generic flat iron that I got off of Amazon. Nothing special. It's only heated up to 200 degrees because it only has to get the hair warm. It's like a plastic. Think of it this way. I know it makes it sound very unglamorous and it's really bad for me from a marketing perspective to talk about this frankly, but it's essentially a plastic polymer. You just got to get it warm so that way you can mold it, right? And then you hold it in place while it cools and then it keeps its shape. If you keep moving and don't let it cool, you're not going to get the same result. So if I really want this to be really crispy and super duper straight, I sort of have to hold the hair in place while it cools. So you don't really need the hair to get super, super hot like human hair would need to be. You just need to get it warm enough that you can mold it with your fingers and hold it in place while it cools. So hopefully that makes sense. If so, make sure you like the bejesus out of this so that way it's more likely to get to other people so they can actually hear that little speech. So I'm going to go ahead and keep on going. And what I might do is spray a little bit of NV Renew and Repair. You know, you don't have to spray some kind of specialty spray. I mean, I have some Simply Style in here if I need it, but honestly, you don't need any particular spray. It's just a glosser of some kind would be really, really beneficial because it'll help prevent the instance of the hair getting caught on whatever heat tool you're using. And that might make it more prone to you pulling it and distending it, like I explained earlier, which you really want to avoid. So I'm going to go ahead and get this party started. And I'm going to give the conversation back over to Nigel for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, so you turn your mic on and turn this one off, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Because I can be loud enough that it'll pick up over there. I'll actually be able to talk to you.
All righty. Good stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Right. Let's see here. Right. Kristen says, always leave the outside spiders alone. I'm so happy that they are eating all the mosquitoes and gnats. Yeah, you know what's fun? If any spiders make it indoors, I try to put them outside, with the exception of the cellar spiders. The cellar spiders are great. They're also called the daddy longlegs spiders. They're those little ones that look like a little seed hanging upside down by 8 hairs.
Can you get that banner off there?
Sure. Yeah. Banner. They are.
Because they're not gonna be able to see what I'm doing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're very.
It's still up there, honey. There we go. Okay.
Right.
We got it.
Anyway, they're very. Where was I talking about?
Cellar spiders.
Cellar spiders. Yeah, family Fulcidae. The reason I like them is because one, they're non-venomous, and two, they eat black widows. They can stay, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see here. John says I'd send you a spiny orb weaver, but I'd have to disturb their purty webs to do that, so no.
Yeah.
Amy says I'm a Smith & Kearns drink fan, Kahlua club soda and half over ice. That sounds interesting.
That's nice.
That sounds like a white Russian without the vodka. Not a colossal fan of vodka myself. Even the flavored stuff is doesn't turn out that great for some reason. I mean, this stuff, this is dragon fruit and melon, but mostly what it tastes like is burn, which is why I added the prickly pear fruit syrup and a dash of lime juice to it, which I'll give you the full recipe later. Kind of tipped my hand there, didn't I?
Honey, I was paying attention to not burning my hand.
Oh, well, la-di-da. I don't want third-degree burns. Anywho,
See
yeah.
how cool this layering is and how thinned out this actually is?
Mm.
I love this style. It's so cute. I might section that off one more time. You can go ahead, keep going, honey.
Okay.
Yeah, this is actually pretty time consuming, so.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions about what I'm doing?
I'm looking. The only question, yeah, it was that question about the lipstick. Here we go. More comments. Ro Vega says, "Hi everybody, love what you're doing, Heather."
Thank you.
Shauna Salmon says, "I love Kahlua." Well, that's great.
Yeah, no, Kahlua
It just shows you have excellent taste.
Yes.
Wigaholic sharing is caring says, "Hey y'all,
Hello.
how do?" Kristen says, "Yes, daddy long legs are cool. I still pick them up and put them out. I didn't know they eat black widows." Yeah, they're known to eat black widows. So happy with that. Bettina says, "Didn't know daddy long legs ate black widows. Fascinating. Nigel, you remind me of Grissom on CSI. I have not seen CSI. And if I got a bigger nose and dyed my hair red, maybe I could be Nigel Thornbury." They're absolutely smashing. What? Let's have some kippers. Janet Wheeler says, "How hot can I get the iron before it's dangerous to the hair?" Excellent question, Janet.
I think the max would be about 350, but I wouldn't even go that high. This is on 200, and it's getting the job done.
200 then.
I actually like it a little bit lower because it's not human hair, so you don't need it to get that hot, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
You just need to get the hair warm enough that you can mold it. You need to get a little bit hotter when you're curling it.
Yeah.
But when you're straightening it, it wants to be straight. So it actually, you can just kind of use gravity to help you hold it in place.
So that's an excellent question
Yeah.
there, Janet. Thank you for asking that. Good stuff. Ava Shippey says, "Late. That's okay. Hi, how you doing? Glad you could make it anyway." Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, we're talking about styling hair, cactus fruit, and spiders.
Never a dull moment.
Weird, eclectic mix of topics.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And nerdy. Gotta be nerdy. Gotta be nerdy. What?
You're adorable, and I love
Well,
you.
so are you. Susan! Hello, Susan. Susan says, "Hi, everyone." Hi, Susan. Kristen says, "My favorite shot is a slippery nipple made with Bailey's Irish cream and Sambuca."
Ooh.
Yum. I don't think I've ever had that. Sambuca, is that one that's sort of aniseed licorice flavored?
I think it might be.
Mm.
See, he's not super into anise flavor, but I really like it. I like black licorice.
Ava says, "Sorry, any of that pretty wig in browns." Are you talking about the one that Heather's wearing? Yeah, there are going to be some browns available for that later on. But when we do the big showcase of this style, we'll show you all the colors. And yeah, there's a brown or two in there that you will like, I'm sure.
Whee! This is so fun.
Hannah Boo says, can't wait for winter so I don't see any buggers. Can you use a flat iron briefly on non-heat friendly wig?
Definitely 100% don't do that. Don't do that. You will melt your hair and then you'll be super sad that you did it. If you're going to use any kind of heat tool, it has to have steam incorporated in it. Don't use regular heat tools at all. I mean, I don't even recommend using a hot air brush unless you're really familiar with how to use one, because even that can potentially melt the fiber. So yeah, that does not have the same tolerance to heat at all. It will literally melt, and all the hair will literally melt together in the section you're trying to curl or to flatten. So yeah, get a steamer if that's the route you want to go, for sure.
All right, hey, Melanie's got a question. Do you sell all top brands such as Beltress, Raquel Welch, etc.? Well,
we do on our main website.
We do on the main website. So if you check out the main website, that's
CysterWigs.com. We sell all of the top name brands there.
Tina says, I need to get me one of those cloth heads and some T-pins. Already got the duck clips. Susan says, I feel so left out. I don't drink alcohol, but it all sounds so delicious. Well, I'm sure there are ways you can make...
and we can make non-alcoholic drinks.
We can make non-alcoholic drinks. Yeah, we can make non-alcoholic drinks.
We had protein shakes the other day.
Yeah, we had protein shakes last week. That was non-alcoholic. So yeah, we'll occasionally do that. Yeah. Sorry?
I think that might have been the week before.
No, I think that was last week.
Whoa.
I might be wrong. Time is a sort of closed loop here.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're self-employed, it's every day is a Monday.
Oh. I ruined a non-heat friendly wig just by opening the oven. Learned my lesson, says Andy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is a common issue that people have.
Oh, Tina says amaretto and Cool Whip on pound cake.
Ooh.
Yes. Okay, Cheryl says, lost power and just reconnected. What's Heather doing? Heather is styling.
I'm straightening an Ainsley to get her really, 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 really shaggy and poker straight, so you can see what the texture looks like when she's all straightened out. So I'm basically just using a flat iron set to 200 degrees, and I'm just taking some sloppy, incredibly sloppy sections. I'm not being precise about this in the slightest. And I'm just straightening parts of it to make it look kind of edgy. This is super easy to do compared to curling it. So I chose to do this with Ainsley because she's super shaggy and very thinned out at the bottoms, and it's something you can't really see out of the box.
Well, you're welcome, Cheryl. Glad we could answer that for you. Shona asked a question, but it's going to be a big one.
Oh.
So it will cover the wig, so I won't put the comment up, but I'll read it. It says, going on a wild getaway with the hubby next weekend. Hey. Might have to drink mudslides. Kahlua, vodka, Irish cream, and heavy cream. So good. Yes, that sounds bloody amazing.
That sounds amazing, and I think a really nice treat that's like a non-alcoholic substitute would be something like a chocolate malted, which are delightful.
And don't mudslides have chocolate in them? Chocolate liqueur in them as well? Or am I thinking of I'm thinking of a Mississippi mud cake?
I think that they just have Hershey's syrup in them, I want to say.
Creme de cacao or some Godiva.
She used to be a bartender.
Susan says, loving the choppiness on Ainsley.
Yeah, she's definitely spunkier than she looks. Right out of the bag.
Bettina says, didn't try any, but I smelled some chocolate port once. Heavenly. Oh, that sounds bloody amazing. I always fondly remember the first Christmas my family were back in England back in 2000. And the local supermarket carried a very special chocolate Stilton. White Stilton with chocolate chips through the middle and dusted with cocoa. Oh, it tasted just like chocolate cheesecake. Bloody fantastic.
It sounds really good.
Oh, it's amazing. And they've never made it since. Can't find the bloody stuff.
You know, that's the story of my life when it comes to places like the Bath and Body Works.
Yeah.
I fall in love with something, I go back to replace it, it's gone.
Yeah. I absolutely love this stuff. It's amazing. It's the best thing I've ever tried. Oh, we don't make it anymore. No demand.
It was seasonal.
I'm demanding it.
Yeah.
Yeesh. Tina says, came from a local winery. I just think about the winery up at Kelly's Island.
Are you going to go on about Pink Tabwa or whatever?
No, I was just thinking about how great the restaurant was.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know if I could sit through another rant about how much you hate Catawba Pink or whatever it's called.
No, I was just thinking about how great that restaurant that was attached to it was.
Okay, good.
That was fantastic.
You've got me conditioned to expect.
Hannah says all the good stuff gets discontinued.
True.
And Shelley says, you may need to send your question again. They roll quickly on Nigel's screen. Yes, they do. Sometimes they'll get 5 or 6 up at once and everything goes like that. So if you've got a question, sorry if I missed it, please, by all means, repost it, and I'll see if I can catch it this time around. Okay?
Whee!
Good stuff.
I love this color. It's not as dynamic, and you'll see it better when I move over to where Nigel's sitting, because I'm going to put this on when I'm done with it. But I think that this is a little bit less dynamic in a good way than something like the South Beach Sands or the Caramel Macchiato. It's not as red as the Caramel Macchiato, and it's not as blonde as the South Beach Sands. So it's just a really nice kind of light brown color.
Shauna has to take off for a bit, but
thank you.
Take it easy, Shauna. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you can drop by later.
Move over here. Again, I'm not being real scientific about this at all. I'm just sloppily warming it up, trying not to pull on it too much. And it is hot, so you got to be really careful because the hair does get really, really hot. Susan
said, looks a little like sugar cookie with hazelnut.
Yeah, the styles are very similar, particularly once you straighten this one out. I mean, if you get a lot of heat-friendly wigs, you'll start to realize that, particularly with Belle Tress, that a lot of their wigs are basically the same wig, just with a different curl pattern put in them in the factory.
I think she meant the color.
Oh, the color.
Yeah.
The color is a little bit like sugar cookie with hazelnut. It's, I don't know, it's a little bit more brown than that, a little bit less red, but definitely in a similar vein. Oof. It is hot. I'm going to tilt this back a little bit. It's so straight now. Okay.
Oh, here, I found the question.
Yes.
Wigaholic Sharing is Caring says, off subject, Ms. Heather, do you have any problems with alcohol tolerance since surgery? Sugar bothers me. Any suggestions?
Oh, gosh. I have to be really, really, really careful with alcoholic beverages. So a lot of times when I'm like, yeah, that's good or that's good, I'm speaking like almost like wistfully, because it's not like I can't drink a mudslide, like for a whole bunch of reasons. I would get really sick.
It's a bit rich.
I would get really sick.
And
but
all the burn,
young me that enjoyed those things freely remembers enjoying them.
Yeah.
But
it's which is why a lot of these drinks that I make for our
they're quite diluted.
They're almost always long drinks that are diluted with water. So it takes a while for them to kick in, and if you just have 1 or 2, then it's not going to be too drastic for you. But I mean, in this, I mean, even with the quote unquote whiskey stones put in, the actual booze content only goes up to about there, and then the actual booze only goes up to about there, and then there's the syrup, and then the lime juice, and then the water. So there's only a little tiny bit of the vodka in there.
Yeah, he makes my drinks deliberately very, very weak because I have no tolerance anymore. I start to get tipsy the minute I start to drink a little bit. Which is why I don't do it very often. It's basically just during these live streams.
Yeah. Or when we're on Kelly's Island.
Oh yeah, well we were on Kelly's Island.
We were on Kelly's Island. Yeah, that's a special
island time.
That's a special occasion.
That's a completely different kind of time. Why it has a name.
Good stuff.
All right, I'm gonna try
Love a bit of Kelly's Island.
get this to get heated up enough. then I can kind of get off the face a little bit.
Mm.
Okay. And now I do have a little bit of taco head to contend with, which is why I put this on
The big head.
the big head, because I'm trying to get rid of some of this taco head, and the big head's a little bit better for that.
Mm.
And another reason why I wanted his mic on and this one off is because I'm going to turn this on, this hot air brush. And I'm not really going to do much with it because I've almost completely taken care of most of the taco head as far as I can tell by just running the flat iron through it. But I'm going to hit the top by just going and heating it up and then smoothing it down a couple times.
Tina says, yeah, I'd rather have a tall ramen diet than a short one. Very true. Oh, Susan says, I live about 3 minutes to the boat to Kelly's Island.
Wow.
Outstanding.
I love Kelly's Island.
And for the record, Sheila, this color is called Masala Chai. Janice says, does washing get rid of taco head?
It can, because the issue with the taco head is honestly the interior of the cap gets the crimping. That's what the gist of it is. It's because the interior of the cap gets a fold line in it, so the rest of the style lays kind of funky, particularly in the back, because that's usually where the edge of that fold is the crispest, right? So it just kind of goes in the back. So if you wash it, sometimes when you dry it, particularly on a rounded surface like a head like this, it really will take care of it all on its own, because the cap will kind of, with like wrinkles and stuff. Same kind of principle. We're just talking more fabric, thicker material.
Cheryl's got an interesting question.
Yeah.
I'm on the CysterWigs Vimeo channel, but cannot find this live stream. How can I find this live stream there?
I can't do tech support right now.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But if you could see the live stream and you can comment, then that's fine for now.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm just barreling through, and I'll explain some stuff about what I've been working on towards the end of this. Let's trade seats, honey.
Trade seats.
Yeah, I'm gonna show this a little bit up close.
All right. Actually, you do that. I'll be right back.
Okay. So this is how she turned out. Really, really straight. You can see she's very, very shaggy, very shattered at the bottoms, which you probably wouldn't notice just by looking at her the first time around. So this is, again, Beckett. I'll show you one more time before I take her off. And she is a monofilament left side part lace front wig. The lace is pre-cut. And this one's coming in the fall. And this color is Smoke Show R, by the way. So I'm going to take Ainsley off of here, and I'm going to put her on in this Masala Chai, so you can see what this looks like on me. And then I'm going to exit stage left. That might be right. I don't know stage left from right. Whatever that side is, I'm going to be exiting that way and changing outfits for that Magenta Melt, because it's an intense color, and I want to make sure that I'm up for the look of it. So, and that one will be putting a curl in. Okay, got that out. I feel like kind of like a mad scientist. I'm like, getting all this stuff out of here. All right, so let me get the rest of these T-pins out and not stab myself in the finger like shish kebab. Okay, and now drop a bunch of them on the floor so I impale myself later. Good, good, good. Okay, got one more. All right, you can see she's much more rounded now when I hold her. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I was not wearing adhesive or a grip of any kind, by the way. It just, the fit's really good if you have a larger head. So, all right. Let me get this on. Oh, this is crazy sauce. Okay.
I am back.
This is so crazy when she's straight. I gotta.
Oh, wow.
Here, take this. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Oh dear, I'll have to make another drink.
Oh my gosh, this looks so crazy. Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, this is funky. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna play with it just a little bit because it's kind of like meeting a new wig because it sits so differently now. But you can see that she's got relatively light hair density. And even here, if I play with the top of her a little bit, just kind of tickle it a little bit. Oh my gosh! I feel like this is like Tina Turner hair or something like that. Oh my gosh. I kind of love it though. This is it's like a fountain. Can you help me with the back, please? Thank you.
Okay.
Oh goodness. Okay, so this is what Ainsley looks like when you take a flat iron to her and make her very, 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 very straight. You can tell that she is a shag. It might not come across because she's styled to look a little bit more like a bob, but look at the layering here. This is a very shaggy wig, particularly when you flat iron it. So it's kind of versatile. You can have a bob or you could have it be kind of shaggy like this. You could even cut some more layers up the side and make it even like almost like one of those like oh gosh, Miley Cyrus type like mullet cuts if you really wanted to. You could probably just have somebody trim up the sides and make it really edgy like that. So all right, do we have any questions before I move on to trying to get ready for the magenta melt?
Heather, is it possible to style a synthetic wig by giving it a lift to the roots in the forehead instead of a laid flat hairline using a curling iron?
Ooh, hi Kenny. Kenny's very cool. She used to write blog posts for us back when we had the WordPress blog. So hi Kenny. Let's see here. Is it possible to style synthetic wig by giving it lift to the roots on the forehead? It depends on the kind of wig it is, honestly. I mean, the laid flat thing is mainly just for lace fronts because honestly, there's no getting around that with a lace front. If you have a lace front wig, it's either going to be like such a good fit that it just stays down on its own, or you're going to need to get adhesive. And you need it to lay flat because if it bubbles at all, you're going to get a shadow under the area that bubbles up and it's just not going to look natural. You know what I mean? But on a hard front wig, sure. You know, like you could really just like cut some fringe in the front and then just lift, spritz, use heat and hairspray. And you could really, really, really get some height on this. And you could really get a lot of lift that way. As I just demonstrated, oh my gosh, I look like I stuck a fork in a light socket. It is, it's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. No. Here, I feel better now.
Marianne's got a question. How much are these? Well, it depends on which wig you're asking about. Again, if you'd like to check out our website, www.cysterwigs.com, or shoot a message.
I believe this one, if I'm not mistaken, is 8621, but you'd have to verify on the website to make sure. Yeah, and it does come with a liner. All right. Well, anything else, honey? I should turn around. Does the back look good?
Back looks fine. Yeah. Oh, oops, that's sprung. I like that song dance. Jackie says, "Hi everybody. I'm working at the Fall Festival at my museum in Aberdeen, South Dakota. Just so you're on. I'm sad to miss it, but we'll watch when I get home." Excellent.
Well, thank you for stopping by, Jackie.
Yeah. Hannah says, if you wash it, will it go back to the way it originally looked?
No, you have to use heat to get it back into the position. And that's really good to know. If you buy a heat-friendly wig because you like the style and you like the curl, don't change it. Don't change it. Like Editor's Pick from Kel Welch, someone mentioned, you know, if we carry name brands, that's one that comes with a curl. And if you change it, you got to use heat and style it again to get the curl back. So don't take the style out unless, you know, you either don't like it or you know how to replicate it, basically. So All right. I'm going to go get ready for the Magenta Melt, and Nigel is going to take over from here. I'm taking Janet Jackson with me.
All right, fair enough. Okay, good stuff. Now I can show you how to make this cocktail of mine. There we go. All right. Move this to one side. And bring the ingredients. So, here's what I came up with today. Like I said, I'm calling it the Midnight at the Oasis because there's two types of cactus flavoring involved, and cactuses are friends. Start off with a tall glass with some quote-unquote whiskey stones in them. I then got some of this Svedka Pure Infusions Dragon Fruit Melon Zero Sugar Natural Flavorless Vodka. I try all of these different ingredients separately just to see what they're like and see what goes with what. And to be honest, I wasn't very fond of the flavor of this on its own, which is why it's got other stuff mixed with it. But what you do, you take one shot of that. Into the glass. There you go. You take one tiny splash key lime juice, just a little. That's enough. Maybe half a teaspoonful. And then some of this Finest Call Premium Prickly Pear Syrup. Oh dear. I've just splashed some sticky syrup all over my chair. And just a little bit of that. Yeah, maybe half a shot perhaps, because it's very, very, very sweet. And then once you've got the vodka, the lime juice, and the syrup in, then you just top it up with cold water. That's all you really need to do. Done. See how that turned out? That's quite good. Okay. And as always with any of these recipes, you can adjust the amounts to suit your personal taste, but that's just what I came up with for today. Way there. Alrighty. Clean up the syrup I splashed. There we go. That does it. Alrighty. Let's have a look at some comments, shall we? Terry, love your shirt, Nigel. Thank you, Terry. Heather got it for me for Christmas 2 years ago, if I recall correctly. Let's see. Kristen says Ainsley is a perfect shape for this large-headed gal with a low-growing hairline. Well, that's great to hear, Kristen. That's great to hear. Cheryl, how would you restyle back to look similarly to the original style? That's a good question. Heather is going to go into how to add curls and waves to wigs on the next demonstration. So should be, if you pay attention to that, that should help. Let's see. Oh, jumped again. All right, there we go. Well, how's everyone doing? Is this answering questions for you? And if you got any further questions, please by all means let us know. Yeah, it's been, the last couple weeks have been a bit hectic. We've gotten a bunch of samples for the upcoming fall and winter and next year's spring models in new styles and new colors.
and spent the last couple of weeks doing a lot of the photography for that. And that is surprisingly hard work. I mean, you think it's just standing around and going click, click, click on the iPhone, but styling, repositioning everything, man, you ache at the end of the day, I'm telling you. Deborah, I don't know who Nigel Olsen is. Could you elaborate on that for me, please? Because I'm not quite sure about it. I've never heard of that person before. Heard of other kinds of Nigels, but not that one. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. It's been a pretty good couple of weeks, but haven't been doing much apart from, Heather's been working on the website, and I've been taking photographs of the upcoming stuff that's coming over the next couple seasons, and that's about it. We got all our fun taken care of over the small trip up to Ohio we had recently. Nigel Bruce. I was named after Nigel Bruce, believe it or not. Fantastic. Barbara, excellent question. How are things coming with your legal status, Nigel? Takes forever, eh? Yes, it does. Still waiting, unfortunately. Have no leads or anything. I mean, you call them up and they send you in a constant loop on the automatic voicemail, and then you go to the website and all it says is your application is being actively scrutinized or something like that. Tells you absolutely bugger all. Supposedly, I called up an immigration lawyer, and they said that if they took your what they call biometrics in February, which they did for me, then I should be getting notification of an interview any time now, like in the next month or so. Elton's drummer. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, not very familiar. Believe it or not, I'm not very familiar with a lot of music. Even a lot of popular music just goes right over my head. Heather will often mention something or sing something. I'm like, oh, that's nifty. What's that? And then she sort of looks at me like, where have you been living? Not in the modern era, that's for damn sure. Oh, wow. Liz says, our accountant with a bachelor's from Sri Lanka and a master's from England applied for a year, spent thousands of dollars, and still has not received his green card. It's a racket and shameful. Bloody hellfire. Well, yeah, well, here's to progress. The wheels of bureaucracy grind exceeding slow. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful. But I don't know. The INS is the worst place you'll ever call. I don't think humans work there. I don't think they do anymore. I think they got rid of all the humans and replaced them with computer programs that just keep you in a loop, circling forever, like that episode about traffic of Doctor Who. There's a bit of a deep nerdy cut. Sorry if I got a bit too weird for you there, but yeah, there's an episode of Doctor Who where everyone's caught in a constant looping traffic jam for generations. By the way, CSI is coming back as CSI Vegas. Everyone in my office used to be big fans of the CSI. We were a big, weird, bit weird. It's weird is good. Weird is good. It keeps things interesting. Seems like they should just approve you since you are married. Well, that's the problem. I had to get married to even start the approval, to even start the process. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It's been stressful. It's been harrowing. And it's just dragging on, and it ain't fun, but we love each other. We're sticking with it, and one way or another, we are going to be together. So there, basically. Yeah. Any TV or movie recommendations for us? Well, Barbara, that's an interesting question. There was one I saw a clip of recently, and one of my friends shared an image on Facebook with me that had me convinced I have to watch this. It's called America the Motion Picture, which is a cartoon spoof of American history. And it takes place during the Revolutionary War, and the Imperial forces of Britain have Imperial AT-AT walkers made out of double-decker buses. So that looks like an absolute freaking hoot that I have to watch.
What's this now?
The America the Motion Picture that people have been recommending to me.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. What was I going to say? What's the other one? Oh yeah, we're watching What We Do in the Shadows season 3. There's what's the other thing?
Can we trade spots again?
Sure.
Okay.
When you get over here.
I'm coming over.
All righty. Off you go then, my treasure.
But finish your story.
Well, I couldn't think of much else. I mean, she asked me for. Got a question about movie recommendations. We haven't been out to see a movie since the first Addams Family cartoon movie back in 2019, and we don't watch much television.
We did watch Joe versus the Volcano again.
Oh, Joe versus, yeah, I forgot about that.
And he started me on Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Oh, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, yes.
Yeah. So somebody asked about my lip combo. It's Dolly Danger Plump Line Lip Liner from Buxom. And I coupled it with one of my favorite inexpensive lipsticks. This is actually Maybelline, and the color has warmed me up. I've been wearing this color for like, I don't know, probably about 11, 12 years at this point. I mean, not this tube. I do, re-up when it's expired, but that's just it. I keep re-upping when it expires because it just never fails. It's a really good nude for me.
Oh.
What's that?
John says American Motion Picture does have a wee bit of crass humor, but also has Killer Mike in it. Well.
I love Killer Mike.
Right, we're watching Killer Mike then.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
What was the show he had on Netflix? Like Trigger Warning or something like that? That was very good.
Something like that. Yeah.
And I love that he went to Athens, and I'm so sad we missed them.
Oh yeah, because he went to our favorite one of our favorite barbecue places, which is one of his favorite barbecue places.
That's right. And the real rough is that John and I actually went to go see them the last time they came, not this time that was on Trigger Warning. So if it weren't for life, the universe, and everything else, we would have probably gone to that show too. I'm putting on some highlighter with my hand because it doesn't have to be precise. I'm wearing a ton of makeup now.
Janice is asking, is it mauve?
Mauve, yes. Oh yeah, they both are. This is definitely more of a mauve than a redwood kind of color. And this is definitely mauve-y for sure. I mean, I love this color.
I'm writing down your movie recommendation, Tina.
Like it says, warm me up. So you would think it'd be a warm color. I think it's like asking someone to warm it up because it's so cool. At least to me, it looks like a cool color. And I also wanted to tell you what I'm wearing on my eyes. Just real quickly, I'm wearing the Astral Venusian Orchid. So Astral, I'm reading it upside down. That's the problem. I gotta turn it. It's Astral Venusian Orchid up here. And then this one down here is Astral Amethyst Moon. So I put the Amethyst Moon, boom, all over my eye because it's really the reason why the palette exists, I think.
Venusian Orchid?
Venusian Orchid. I'm not making this up. This is on here.
I don't think you are making it up, Heather. I just think that's a weird combination because Venus is a female and orchid means testicle.
Yeah, but this is the Utopian Dreams palette, just in case you were curious. From Pat McGrath. I'm a sucker for Pat McGrath because her sparkles are super duper sparkly. Okay, so I also wanted to style this Grayson. So let me show you a little bit about that. So this is Grayson, and this is hopefully Hopefully that's actually sharing. Yeah, it is. Woo! And you can see she's real flat. She's also got taco head. So maybe we should give her a little bit of a style. So this one I'm probably going to end up curling. And I'm, again, not a professional hairstylist by trade. So it'll be intriguing to see how it turns out. But if anything, you know, I'm hoping that by approaching this from the perspective that I am not, in fact, an expert with these things, that it will make you feel more comfortable actually trying it yourself. Because you don't need to be an expert to be able to play around with your hair that you owned. that you know, you should by all rights be able to make your own. So, you know, I feel like I'm doing us all a favor by, you know, just showing you that, you know, yes, I might be slightly not super slick with these tutorials and whatnot. That's why I don't do a ton of them. But anyone can style a heat-friendly wig relief. So, want to switch again?
Alrighty.
Okay, there we go. Time to style the Grayson.
Righto.
It's gonna be fun.
Alrighty. Got the Grayson ready, my sweets?
Grayson.
There we go.
Yeah. All right.
There we go.
Good stuff.
Alrighty.
Ooh, can you hand me those T-pins over there?
These T-pins
Yeah.
right here.
Thank you.
Yes, my treasure.
All right, honey. You're in control.
Okay, I'm guessing that is a case of autocorrect doing something.
What is?
CC is asking, can you style hair of bungholio with heat?
Hair of Bungholio. That's hilarious.
I am the great cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole.
No, that sounds like a troll comment.
Yeah.
There you go. Go ahead and take care of that, honey.
All right.
All right.
All right. Let's see. Eva says you do a great job. Much appreciated.
Well, thank you.
And
All right,
some
I got
recommendations for Enola Holmes.
This one I'm going to try on the lowest setting, which is 280. It's going to warm up a little bit. So I'm going to prep this just by doing what I did with the last one, which is I'm going to comb it a little bit first, make sure it has no tangles. And then I'm going to spritz it. And then section it off a little bit.
Beth says, thank you for having such an excellent sense of humor. This is always fun. Thank you, Beth. We try.
Life's too short to take everything so seriously, you know?
And Bettina says, love your shirt, Heather.
Thank you. I was hoping that because, you know, you'd basically be getting just like torso, that, that I should put something interesting on it. Honey, you are
Yes.
in control. Go ahead and talk away.
Okay, well.
Yes. It's like you zoned out.
I was just looking for more comments to
Just talk about stuff.
talk about stuff.
Stuff.
Okay. Well, we're talking
Like
about
Star Wars stuff. You've
Yeah,
been into Star Wars stuff
we're
lately?
talking about TV shows.
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't much. Oh, yes, I remember. There was there's this new thing called Star Wars Visions. It's basically a bunch of Japanese animation companies have been commissioned to do little like short 15-minute Star Wars cartoons in like the vein of, well, in anime style, and some basically going back to sort of like samurai movie stuff. And I watched a couple downstairs while you were getting prepared up here, and Michael Cinder Nicholas is in there.
Do I know him?
Do you watch Venture Brothers?
Yeah.
Then you know him. I think
Okay.
he's the voice of Hank.
Ah.
He's Hank or Dean. I think he's Hank. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to check that. Sounds like there's a radio in the background.
There is. Here, give me that.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, I try to keep it kind of turned down because we don't necessarily want a lot of interference from YouTube. But yeah, I try to have some kind of music going to keep the energy levels up a little bit, so that we're not like, oh my god, it's been half an hour and I'm still talking about wigs. You know, it's like when you have some music on and you have friends hanging out with you. Like it's I guess the thing is, it's like it's different when you're actually like hanging out with people and when you're like getting ready to hang out with them. And that's like, this is an awkward angle, but that's the difference. Yeah. It's like I put the music on because like I was trying to get ready and then I had to have like a little intermission. So I should probably just turn it off, honestly. Why am I even talking about that? There we go.
Ava says, TV, still love Midsummer Murders. How is there anyone left in that village? That's what I want to know. How is there anyone left in that village?
Right.
Because I can imagine, property prices are quite low. That could be, considering the way property values are going up in England all the damn time. I can imagine, low property values because of murder houses are quite an attraction. Heather resembles Princess Leia, says Hannah.
Oh, I love you. That's so nice.
Liz says that is such a luscious color. And Jamie says, love Magenta Melt. Love it.
I don't think it's warm enough yet. I'm just going to let it keep warming up. You need it to be hotter when you're curling the hair than when you're straightening it.
So curling, hotter than straightening.
A little hotter. Yeah, so I'm going to turn it up to like maybe 300 and see how that goes. Now, the other thing is you might want to consider gloves when you do this because you got to hold it in place a little bit. My hands can handle it, but if you're very sensitive, you might want to wear gloves doing this part.
Bettina says, love Midsummer Murders, saw Orlando Bloom on there once. Yeah, that's the thing about British television and movies. Eventually you will see everyone because they just recycle people over and over again. There was a guy I met called Michael Sheard. I first noticed him as Admiral Ozzel in The Empire Strikes Back. He's the one who pulled the Imperial fleet out of hyperspace too close to the Hoth system and got strangled by Darth Vader remotely. And but he's done lots of things. He played a nasty French teacher in a sort of teen drama thing on British television. He was in Doctor Who about 15 times, playing 15 different characters, stuff like that. Lovely guy. And he played Hitler more than anyone else in history, like 4 different movies, including one of the Indiana Jones films.
That's fun.
Yeah.
What a weird thing to hang your hat on.
Oh, yeah, and because he played a nasty teacher, at the end of every convention, he goes to the X-Wing fundraiser. There used to be a charity fundraiser convention for sci-fi and Star Wars back in Honiton in Devon, where I lived. And he was the official Grand Master of that charity convention. And he'd end every convention the same way, by getting up on a chair and dancing to Alice Cooper's School's Out. Jamie loves your Heather. Jamie loves your shirt, Heather.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to figure out how hot I need to get this. I'm trying to get it as low as possible, but I'm gonna have to crank it up because this is not taking. It happens.
Jamie says, anyone ready for spooky season? I just bought out Target. Yes. Well, we've got some like a stack of cute ceramic jack-o'-lanterns that we're going to have to put lights in. I've got ideas for that. That should be interesting. Let's see. Oh, that jumped again. Ava says, sorry, have to run. Viva la wigs forever. Thank you, Ava. Take it easy. Have fun. Terry says, I love Halloween. I already started decorating. We put a little bit of decoration up.
Yeah, did you put the wreath up?
Yes.
I love our Halloween wreath. I love how we got the Halloween wreath.
Yeah.
We bought it at 80% off.
Yeah.
I bought it like November 2nd or something like that.
The trick is always get your holiday wreaths after the holiday has passed, so you get it for 80% off. And that's ready for next season.
That's right. Good stuff.
Krista says, don't really watch TV, but I saw a commercial for Dr. Death the other day, which captivated me. Joshua Jackson, Alec Baldwin, Christian Slater, I think. Is that a new movie? I've not heard of that. Oh, I can't find the 12-foot skeleton at Home Depot, and I'm so glad, and I'm so sad I need one.
skeleton. Oh my goodness.
Oh, hang on. Ooh.
What?
Love Halloween, aka All Hallows Eve, aka Samhain, says Tina. I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I'm just popping out to the office to get something.
All right.
Trust me.
Well, now you can see me from 2 angles. Hi. Hi. Yeah. I don't think I'm getting it hot enough to actually get it to stick. So we're going to see if this is a little bit better. Oh, it definitely feels hotter. I am not a professional hairstylist, and I mentioned that already.
Once or twice.
Yes. I want everyone to have very realistic expectations of how this is going to turn out.
I got a couple of these. These are like 4 years old. These are little tiny, super articulated skeleton action figures made by a company called Boss Fight Studios. This is their Vitruvian Hacks line. And all these little posable bits, even got a little moving jaw. And you basically pose them like you could any actual human. And I found this little tiny actual working, where is it? Hourglass with real sand in it. So I thought, right, there's a Jolly Roger right there. If I can get a little tiny scythe and a little tiny robe, hey, excellent. But yeah, you can get these online. They're, I don't know how much they are now. They're about $12 when I got this one 4 years ago. Might have gone up because of raw materials costs since then, but these are actually kind of cute. Vitruvian Hacks skeletons. Very good stuff.
All right,
this is one of the things on my desk.
Well, the hair is definitely holding to a curl. I think the barrel of this curling iron is just too wide for what I'm trying to do. So let's try. This instead.
Barbara says, disclaimer, Heather is not a professional hairstylist, but she plays well on YouTube. We need that on a lower third for this video.
Yes, for sure.
Shelley says, I've seen some reviewers pin the curls as they come off the iron so that as they cool, they will form the curl. Hope
no, that's exactly right.
No,
that's exactly right. But I'm not trying to make I don't want like little Shirley Temple curls. That's the problem. Like I'm trying to create a bigger curl and it's just, I'm not really having much luck with it. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try kind of twisting it. I think that might be interesting. Like, I'm just kind of playing around. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not actually trying to do, like, a tutorial. Because I would need to practice more. I'm kind of curious to know what this does, though. Get this fiber in this hair. Do you ever do this with your wigs? Do you ever just kind of play around with them? All right, well, let me grab some pins and we'll give that a go.
There we go. Did that work?
There. All of
that worked.
Because I'm having much more luck with the flat iron. Right now, Johanna, I'm going to need you to talk.
Okay, right.
Basically take over the conversation while I try to figure out what I'm doing.
All right, Shauna says, I'm in that healthcare grind right now. Well, I know that feeling. Yeah. Let's see, where are we here? Talk about
dinosaurs or something.
Oh, hang on a minute.
You know a lot about.
Andy says, Dr. Death was amazing. Quite an indictment of some of the things that can happen in healthcare, and I've been in healthcare my entire career. Ugh. Well, there was a similar doctor in England called Harold Shipman. He did a lot of unauthorized things on his patients, and yeah, that was terrible. One of my relatives was one of his victims.
Oh, dude! Oh my God!
Yeah.
We need to get you like a book of things to talk about when I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing.
Hey, they started.
That don't involve your ancestors being murdered.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh my god, dude! What the hell? This is why you.
I'm in my morbid drunk stage.
Nice things.
I'm on my morbid drunk stage right now.
See, I'm kind of at a loss because I feel like I almost need a smaller. Like I don't have the equipment I need. Is basically the issue I'm running into.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to play around with this.
Yeah.
And I either need a smaller barreled curling iron, or I need like more clips or something, because I just genuinely am in between two different sets right now. So I'm gonna try this one more time with the curling iron.
Shauna says, maybe I missed it. What's the best way to get rid of taco head?
Oh, dude, yeah, I already did that demonstration. I honestly think the best way is the way I made the video on the main channel. I believe it's on the main channel. At this point, I don't recall, but it's a video specifically about how to get rid of taco head, and I used paper as an example.
John says, perhaps a discussion of the Joro spiders. The Joro spiders, also known as the golden orb weavers or the giant Nephila spiders. We've got these spiders that have spread here in Georgia. Golden orb weavers come in a wide variety of sizes and species all across the tropics, all over the world, and they can get to be size of my hand, like face hugger size. The females, pretty darn huge. And John was talking about one time he was heading home and saw one had strung a web across the street, like up in the boughs of a tree, high up enough that it wouldn't be wrecked by cars, but up in the trees across the entire street where he lived. That is terrifying.
I like styling non-heat friendly synthetics so much more than this. I have to admit, the non-heat friendly synthetic, when you're using steam to style it, is a billion times easier than what I am currently trying to do with these stupid heat tools. Absolutely. Like, to the point where I'm almost about ready to go grab my steamer. If I still have my curling rods, we'll grab some of those too, because that's how I usually tackle this. Like, when I curl a wig, I grab a curling rod, and I use steam, and I get it hot, and then I wrap it around the curling rod and just let it sit. But these heat tools are making things overly complicated, and frankly, it's not something I'm really accustomed to doing. So I'm going to go grab my steamer, and I'm going to take it from there, because I do know how to set a curl really well with a steamer. So, all right, I am going to let you take over.
All righty. Well, got a couple more things here, which we can get to when you come back. Okay. That's anywho, yeah.
Honey, I seriously need to take
All righty. Well, okay. So how about?
It's too late. I have picked a topic by randomly grabbing a book off the shelf. Betty Crocker. We're now Betty Crocker.
Baked coconut shrimp.
Here we go.
Chicken satay with peanut sauce. That sounds good. You ever notice when you're looking up a recipe online? This recipe book reminded me of that. I went to look up some recipes online, and you think, oh, Grandma's best apple strudel or whatever. And you go to look at it, and they've got the pictures, and then they've got 12 freaking paragraphs about how the smell of warm cinnamon is evocative of their sainted Mima's kitchen, or the history of apple strudel. And I'm just thinking, I just want the fucking recipe. Just give me the bloody recipe for the apple strudel, all right. I know some of them have the skip to the recipe button, but not enough of them have it, if you ask me. All right.
You guys ever seen one of these John Renault steamers?
John Renault steamers.
I grabbed some more sectioning clips too, because those are handy. But yeah, here's what they look like. That team that will go put some stuff in it. And then we're going to curl this puppy.
All righty. I'll get to that question in a sec, Liz, and then we've got a couple more things. Andy, just get to the recipe already. Yes, exactly, Andy. Exactly. Bloody ridiculous. I don't understand what they're going for. Maybe they're trying to win a Pulitzer Prize in evocative fiction or something. I don't know. Trying to do the whole Gabriel Garcia Marquez thing, where it talks about 12 pages about someone's hair oil. Started reading Love in the Time of Cholera. Heather got it for me, and it's beautifully written, but it's a bit of a slow go. And you know, just because she is a grandma doesn't mean she is a good cook. Yes. One of my grandmothers was an excellent cook. My other grandmother was not. She was the type of Victorian era lady who would boil vegetables until they all turned a uniform shade of yellowish green, and there was not a single vitamin left in them. Oh, now that's good. My mom gave me a cookbook for 6 ingredients or less. It's how I learned to make a quiche, and now I don't need a recipe. My mother does a darn good bacon, egg, and mushroom pie. It's essentially like, well, it's essentially a quiche without, you know, the lightness to it, but it's dense and hearty and delicious. Krista says there could be a declaration of murder in those write-ups and we would not know. We are all cross-eyed, but well before the recipe. Yes, exactly. Exactly. No, I didn't know that. If you go to print recipe, you can bypass it. I don't see. I'm not looking for those buttons, to be honest. European baking goods are just the formulas, no explanations at all. I like that. They do get the point across. They only publish classic versions of established products like pie dough or muffins, etc. Yeah. Yeah. I made, been watching a lot of historical food programs like Townsend's and Tasting History with Max Miller. We've mentioned this before. And some of the recipes are just, take some of this and some of that and, you know, bake it well. Fantastic. But we got, I found a recipe for apple pie from 1381. And we tried that as a stewed fruit dessert because we were cutting out pastries at the time. Oh, it was beautiful. Saffron and all sorts of stuff went into it that you don't normally think of as apple pie film. My mother-in-law was a fabulous woman, but her pot roast was called lovingly by her children as roast post. She cooked everything until it was blackened. Yeah, that sounds like my other grandmother. So many YouTube how-to videos like that as well. I watch a lot of knitting how-tos, and some are just terrible. Half an hour of a shopping trip and kids before 30 seconds of the stitch though. Oh, sometimes there is a problem with that because the way the YouTube algorithm is nowadays, you pretty much need to have a video that's longer than 10 minutes or the algorithm ignores you and buries your videos. Even if you have people signed up for notifications and click the bell and subscribe to everything, a lot of people still won't get notifications if the videos are under 10 minutes, because they think, oh, if it's under 10 minutes, it's not worth watching. We want to keep people on here watching as long as possible, and the shorter videos just get lost. So that's probably why they do some of that, why they've had to take to that recently. It's just bloody depressing. Oh, that's a good one. I gave a recipe to a friend of mine, an English woman living in Bulgaria. She messaged me with, what's a stick of butter? I was floored. Yeah, sticks of butter are not a thing in Britain. You basically have to measure everything out, and we don't get the pre-packaged, pre-measured sticks of butter. There are so many things in Britain that we could do with that we don't have, like screens on windows, for example. You want to open a window, you run the risk of having stuff just fly right in. It's because the windows open differently, and you can't really put screens on them. But, you know, sliding windows with screens, how hard is that? Cheryl Church, so give the recipe first, opine for the next 8 minutes. Yes, I like that. Or, you know, if it's a cooking video, do that while you're baking. You know, I've seen a lot of good good cooking recipe videos where they give you all the ingredients and start the process, and when it's just doing stuff like whipping, then they just prattle on about whatever, and I like that. That's good. One of the cookbooks my mom has a recipe for root beer. Ooh, that sounds nice.
That real root beer is awesome. Like fresh real root
Oh yeah. Oven temperature 200 FAN. What is FAN? Well, that's because in the UK at least, we have fan-assisted convection ovens, and if you're cooking something in a non-fan convection oven, it would be, say, like 210 centigrade. Whereas if you have a fan-assisted convection oven, that helps cook things better, so you only need it to do 200 degrees with the fan on. Oh yeah. My grandmother's recipe is always called for butter the size of a walnut. She would not have known what a stick was. Yeah, I keep thinking back to Justin Wilson on PBS when he would just measure out the salt in the palm of his hand and then say, look, that's a teaspoon. There we go, perfect. And it was fantastic. Well, that's bubbling away. We've got the John Renault hair steamer bubbling away nicely, so it's ready to use.
All right.
Already, my sweet.
Started. I'm excited about this one.
All righty.
I enjoy styling with a steamer. So.
Was that where those got to?
Yeah. See, it helps when everything's set up. I'm gonna have to hand you my delightful little angle. Feel very mad sciencey about this. I tried to make it very dramatic. It didn't go well. That's on par. Really. Oh,
hey, Kathleen says hi. Sorry, late to the party. Hi, Kathleen, and Wendy James from Australia.
Hi, Wendy.
Hello, Heather and Nigel. I'm back. Better late than never. Where's Heather? I love Wendy in Australia. Well, here's Heather.
I'm right here. I was getting equipment because I was getting frustrated with how much fussier it is to try to do a curl when you're using heat styling tools over steam. Steam is so easy by comparison.
And to answer some odd questions, I couldn't tell you the release dates yet, Shauna.
Yeah, it was more of just like a sneak preview.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about the Ainsley and the Grayson, they've already been released.
Well, Ainsley and Grayson have released, yeah, but the future stuff, we don't have release dates yet. And Barbara says, can you take wrinkles out of your shirt with it too?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, there you go.
It would just be really annoying because it's got that precision tip on it.
Yeah.
And even without it, it's got a little bit of a nozzle tip.
Yeah.
So, you'll have a much easier time steaming clothing when you use one that's got kind of a fanned out tip to it.
Do you know something? I tried using that big portable clothing steamer of it. I just can't get the hang of it. I just find it easier to iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have any of my rods that I usually use, so I'm actually using a Paul Mitchell kind of specialty curl wand. I'm actually using some of the moisture and the heat from the steamer to help me get it into those grooves that are on this wand a little bit. This is where things get fun, and it's easier to get it nice and tight. You can see I'm just like targeting it and then winding it, making sure it's really nice and tight up against there.
Yeah, Justin Wilson, man. I remember there was a huge Cajun boom back in 1986. All of a sudden there were Cajun flavored ruffles, Cajun flavored pasta, Cajun this, Cajun that. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm grateful to that because it introduced me to Cajun food, and freaking love Cajun food. I mix my own Cajun spice now. Oh, this is an interesting question. Do I use Imperial and metric systems because goals? Well, here's the thing. I grew up here in Ohio, and I'm English, so just to spite the French, I use the Imperial system. And the funny thing is, it's a different Imperial system than the Imperial system you use here in the USA. Like a pint is 20 ounces, whereas here it's 16 for some reason. I don't know. But, yeah, and the funny thing is we've actually got two different sets of measuring devices, you know, spoons and cups and everything. One for British recipes and one for American recipes. And we've got digital scales that you can switch back and forth between ounces and grams and so forth. So that's helpful. Oh, hello, Sharon. Glad you could make it. Excellent. Yeah.
I'm playing mad science with this Grayson wig.
You're playing mad science, are you? I was working in the lab late one night.
You're distracting me with your funny impression. I very much want to see your eyebrows go up because I know that they do every time you do that.
Yeah. Andy says, I use metric at work and much more comfortable with that. I'm always having to translate. There was a show that only ran for one season, i.e. 6 episodes, on Channel 4 in the UK called Believe Nothing. It was about the world's most intelligent and insufferable man, quadruple professor Adonis Canute, played by I forgot the guy who played Lord Flashheart. What's his name?
Oh, Lord Flashheart.
Yeah. Oh crap! Not Adrian Edmondson. Rick Mayall, played by the late great Rick Mayall, and he ends up joining the Illuminati, and because of the problem with metric system and Imperial system, you're not allowed to sell only using the Imperial system in Britain. You have to use metric as well, or only metric. And a lot of people have been actually fined for selling in only the Imperial system. And one of the plot points was about Professor Canute's manservant selling fudge, homemade fudge, in only Imperial's system. And there was a huge rant about the superiority of the Imperial measurement system. It was just absolutely hilarious. I can't quote it from memory, but if you can track down Believe Nothing with Rick Mayall, it's worth a look. Oh, Leanne Gage. Hello, Leanne Gage.
I hope you're having a nice Saturday.
Oh, Bettina mentions beignet.
Oh,
beignet. Krista asks, what is that black tool?
Oh, this is literally just a conventional curling iron wand attachment for Paul Mitchell curling iron. So it's kind of like a specialty curling rod barrel.
There you go.
It creates kind of deliberately uneven curls.
JC Asaka asks, what kind of gloves are you using?
These are just regular kitchen gloves.
Regular kitchen gloves.
I'm trying very desperately to not spray my hand too much.
Yeah.
Because that's when it gets a little painful.
Barbara says, wasn't he drop dead Fred? Yes, he was.
Oh, was he now?
Yeah.
Flashheart does everything.
LG says, love your blazer, Heather.
Thank you.
Cheryl says, could Heather make large spirals, clip, and then steam?
Not with this particular attachment, but with my rods, I could. The problem is that, as I mentioned earlier, we initially thought we were going to be operating across town by this time.
Yeah.
And we'd already started moving stuff over there, and now I need some of that stuff for this tutorial or video or demonstration, and it's across town. So we will have to do this again someday where I have more of my equipment in one spot.
Yeah.
Like smaller curling irons, right?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, this one's gonna make kind of like barrels because it's actually meant to make like waves. You're supposed to use this thing to get kind of uneven curls, and then you comb it out to make waves.
Liz says curl formers make this much easier, and they do it without heat.
Yes, I have curl formers too, but the problem is you gotta wait a long time. I wouldn't be able to do that in a video.
Cheryl says, use the clips you have, then steam. Use the clips you have, then steam. Right. Question.
Oh, no, I think that would crimp it. I think it would crimp it where the clip is.
Yeah.
I usually wait till it cools down just a tad before attaching the clip to it when I use steam. Otherwise, you'll end up with a crimp that you got to take out. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, give me another recipe, darling.
Another recipe?
Yeah. Taunt me with more foods that I can't eat on my diet.
Cookies and candies.
There you go.
See what we got here. Oatmeal raisin cookies.
This is better than porn for me. So.
Oh, I gotta say, the oatmeal raisin cookies at Subway are absolutely bloody amazing. They are absolutely fantastic. Well, I mean, this is a Betty Crocker cookbook, so of course there'd be a big section on cookies in here.
So I like her recipe when she has it like, I think it's like 50-50 shortening and butter. I like that because it's a little bit crunchy but smooshy on the inside. It's delightful.
Well, that's what snickerdoodles.
Snickerdoodles are awesome.
Do you know, I'd never had a snickerdoodle until like about 2 years ago. I always thought snickerdoodles were something that was sort of like nougat, caramel, and peanut and chocolate. You know, like a Snickers bar. Oh, Cheryl Church says, are hot rollers too hot?
Probably not. Not for a heat-friendly wig. And I do have heat rollers that I could probably use on this. I just like steam. I'm more comfortable with it. I've installed like hundreds of wigs with steam, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I need to keep practicing with the heat tools because I definitely feel more comfortable working with steam.
And this was a question asked earlier, but it bears repeating. Once you curl a heat-friendly wig, will it go back to the original style if it is washed?
No, it will not.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You got to restyle it the way it was originally.
If you're like me and you don't know how exactly, yeah, I wouldn't chance it.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got? We got lemon bars.
Oh,
we got coconut bars.
Don't see lemon bars here.
Give me something good.
Shortbread cookies, Russian tea cakes.
Ooh, what goes in those?
Margarine or butter, powdered sugar, vanilla, flour, chopped nuts, powdered sugar.
So sugar, nuts.
Yeah, basically stuff that would not do me any favors.
It would taste delightful, and then you would hate your life.
Yeah. Super Easy Fudge.
That also sounds like a band name.
Super Easy Fudge?
Super Easy Fudge. The most wholesome band.
Super Easy Fudge. Truffles Toffee Divinity. Divinity? What the heck is Divinity?
It's like a southern thing, I think.
Yeah, because the second ingredient is corn syrup. Sugar, corn syrup, water, egg whites, vanilla, food coloring, nuts. Sounds like incredibly sweet. Rum balls. Okay, now we're talking. Rum balls.
You always go back to the stuff with the booze in it. I feel like I need to drink more.
I like booze.
See, I like it on occasion. I'm not real into it on a regular basis. It makes me feel gross if I do it too often.
Mm. Oh, Bettina's put down a recipe for quiche. 6 eggs, quarter cup milk, salt, pepper, whatever else you want, and pie crust. Love it. And JC has commented that has explained divinity to me.
What is it? What is it?
She says it's a puffy white candy.
It's like a marshmallow?
I have no idea. Let's see.
I know it usually has pecans in it, and it sounds good.
Where you beat the egg whites with an electric mixer, so presumably, yeah, it's sort of meringue by the sound of it. Never had it, never laid eyes on it, never heard of it before today.
Oh, I've seen it in the store. It's one of those naughty foods.
Yeah.
That I shouldn't eat that look really tempting. In my fantasy world, I can eat all of those things.
Jamie says Veganomicon had a recipe for fudgy wudgy blueberry bars, and they're amazing.
I love the name. I want that to be a band name.
Fudgy wudgy blueberry bars.
Fudgy wudgy blueberry bars. You just want to say fudgy wudgy.
Hello, Cleveland. We are the fudgy wudgy blueberry bars. That sounds absolutely bloody amazing. Right, I'm going to write that down because Veganomicon. Fudgy wudgy blueberry.
And I tell you what, vegans do not skimp when it comes to their desserts and junk food. Like, don't forget that Oreos are vegan. Like, some of the best cake I've ever had has been like flourless vegan cake.
Well, the funniest thing I've seen, fudgy wudgy sounds like peak British, says John. I'm not arguing that. But yeah, no. I remember it was a big thing when they made double stuff Oreos, and then I remember I'm old enough to remember back when they introduced the Mr. Big Stuff Oreos. Which
did they sing that song in the commercial?
Yes, they did.
It seemed like a waste of an opportunity if they did.
Yeah, they did, and they were about this big around. They're like easily the size of like a moon pie or something, and about that thick. And now, was it? I thought I saw advertised somewhere mega stuff Oreos. I can't even imagine how much is in that.
Enough that your doctor would not be happy. That means it's good.
Yes. Oh, that sounds nice. She made Cheryl says she made a special divinity at Christmas time. It was pink and flavored with maraschino cherry juice.
Ooh.
Ooh. Tina says, my grandma used to make it and send it to my dad. She used to make really good spice bars, too.
Spice bars.
Oh. Now, you know I have a tendency to go back to the same rants time and time again.
Yes, indeed.
I'm going to use this opportunity to lament the loss of Little Debbie spice cakes, which used to be bloody amazing.
This is
and
like
then,
an
of course,
annual tradition. Just so you know, like it's literally an annual tradition when pumpkin spice season comes around.
Yeah.
This is the natural thing that we do.
Yeah.
So go ahead, dear.
Well, that's all I wanted to say. Little Debbie used to make amazing spice cakes, and they stopped making them, and it annoyed me.
Honey, I love you. I love you so very much.
And I adore you, my treasure.
And I love that you have this much affection for a discontinued spice cake.
Well, that was bloody good.
You are amazing, and I love you. That's so endearing.
Oh, yeah. Sharon says, when I was young, I always asked for spice cake for my birthday.
Spice cake.
There was a time back in the mid to late 80s, when you could get all different kinds of Duncan Hines cake mixes. Spice cake was a good one, and we used to pair that with lemon frosting. And for a while they were making peach cake and made peach frosting. It was a weird pink shade, not really actually peach, but just sort of a weird light rosy pinky shade, and it was absolutely delicious. Fantastic stuff. But yeah, when we couldn't get that anymore, we went back to the spice cake with lemon frosting.
What?
Barbara says the next iteration of Oreo will be a tub of filling you just dip the chocolate cookies in.
That sounds excellent, though.
Yes, it does.
We need to do that.
Tina says I make a pretty good pecan pie using the recipe from the Caro syrup bottle. Use the dark syrup with raw sugar. And then your pancreas screams obscenities at you.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Yes.
I love pecan pie. I love anything with a lot of butter in it.
Yeah. Spice cake is a lost art, says Cheryl. It was a regular when I was a child. Yeah. Kathleen is asking what style is being curled. I know it's Magenta Melt. Well,
this is Grayson.
It's Grayson. There you go.
Yeah, I'm just trying to show what she looks like with a little bit of a curl.
Mm.
And honestly, if I weren't on camera, I would probably be a little bit more meticulous about it, but I'm trying to rush through it a little bit for the sake of demonstration.
Mm.
But yeah, when I do this stuff on my own, I really take my time and I'm meticulous about how the curls come out.
Yeah. Butterscotch pudding is a lost art too. Yeah. You don't see that much these days anymore, do you? It's like chocolate pudding, vanilla pudding. Every so often you might get coconut pudding, and that's about it. I made a pretty good mince pie.
Yes, you did. That was
a couple years ago for Christmas. You're might have to get out the. I made a bit too much filling, so I may have to, dig that up from the deep freeze and make another one this Christmas.
Oh no!
Oh darn!
Whatever shall we do? I guess we will have to eat it.
My husband then gets his mum to send Walker's Monster Munch and Tunnocks tea cakes a couple times a year. Oh, that sounds good. Tunnocks tea cakes. Is there something like Tunnocks tea cakes here? Like they're called Mallow Mars or something?
Oh, those are good. Yeah, those are a lot like tea cakes.
Yeah, I mean
they're better than tea cakes though to get from marshmallow.
Yeah. Well,
no, tea cakes are pretty solid when it comes to the marshmallows.
Tea cakes are pretty good. Tea cakes are pretty good. But I mean, what's going on is I read somewhere that Mallow Mars are only done like seasonally or on a rare occasion, like what they do with those General Mills Monster cereals.
Are they like an Easter thing or something?
I don't know.
I mean, what would be what is Mallow Mars?
I don't know. I can't even remember when I saw that they mentioned it was seasonal. Now back for a limited time. Why?
Right.
They're bloody good. Cheryl says, I miss the days when I just ate good food and did not count calories, carbs, or sugar.
Right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to not have to think about it and just eat cake again. I get wistful, particularly with cookies and cake. I always like cookies and bars better than cake, actually. Pie better than cake. There's like a whole hierarchy.
Yeah.
I've actually mapped this out before. Like, I take it very seriously.
Yeah. Shelley says, I really used to like Eccles cakes too. Oh, yeah, those are good. Eccles cakes. Yeah,
I didn't discover those until the first time we went to Sainsbury's because they had some right at the counter of the cafe.
Yes, very good stuff. Oh, Wendy says, my late mom used to make White Christmas at Christmas time with Cocoa Puff cereal, mixed fruit, and Copa? Cofa? Coapha. Just refrigerate overnight and then cut into square. I'm not familiar with that, Wendy. Could you elaborate on that?
Yes, I'm very intrigued.
Definitely something that I've not heard of. Must be a largely Australian-only thing, I would think.
But yeah, something worth trying, though.
Ha!
Because aren't those like the palomas or whatever they are? I think those are like, are those Australian or are those like New Zealand?
What?
Aren't they called palomas or something like that?
Pavlovas?
Pavlovas, that's what they are. Where are those from?
Oh, those were done in Australia.
Those are super good.
Yeah.
Those are very, very
I
good.
think those were invented there. Krista says, my closed captioning corrected tea cakes to cheesecakes, which is what I thought was apropos to Heather's shirt. Yes. Faith says they only make Mallow Mars in the cooler months because of chocolate melting.
Oh. Well, you learn something every day.
Faith says she just bought a pack but can't do that too often because she binge eats them. Well, why not? Because they're bloody delicious. That is the correct response to getting Mallow Mars or tea cakes.
They're delicious. Right, you can tell I'm being real sloppy with this. I don't really have much of a choice though, because of the kind of equipment I work with. Like normally, I would not be using the barrel of a curling iron for this. That's okay. We make it work.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, anytime you get chocolate, marshmallow, and biscuit together, it's going to be a good time, don't you think?
Well, I like those little Ritter Sports or whatever they call
them.
them.
The Ritter Sports, yes.
That have the biscuit in them.
Yes.
Those are very nice.
And the actual rum in the rum and raisin.
And here we go.
What? Rum is good. Heather, I'm from pirate country. Of course I'm going to enjoy rum.
I love you.
And I adore you. Gwyn says, just got here's Heather curling straight hair. Yes. Yeah, we're doing this to a Grayson. We straightened a wavy wig earlier, and now we're curling a straight wig.
Yeah, and I was using heat styling tools, and then I got kind of frustrated with them because I don't have the right one for this hair density. I had one that had a barrel that was a little bit too wide, and it just wasn't taking.
Yeah.
So I'm using steam because I'm familiar with steam. I don't have any of my other steaming equipment aside from a few section clips and the steamer itself. Yeah. But we make it work. I just want to show you proof of concept that this can be curled and show you kind of what it looks like when you do that. So I do think you might have better luck with heat rollers or using curl formers and steam or boiling water. There are a bunch of different ways that you could curl a wig. And this is definitely not one that I would recommend because it's a little bit slapdash the way that I'm putting it together, but it is still proof of concept.
This is a huge comment, so I'm not going to put it up, but I'll read it because it will block off what you're doing. It says, Barbara says, our Christmas treats always included peanut butter balls, Buckeyes, and 7-layer bar cookies.
7-layer bars! Oh my God.
I'm going to end up in the kitchen after this stream, I bet.
Yeah, 7-layer bars are so good.
Oh, I was talking about my old high school, how they had an a la carte section in the cafeteria where if you didn't want the state-sponsored food with the industrial-grade baked beans in with every meal, you could go get other stuff on the side. And one of the desserts I used to have, they were just basically 2 thick slabs of chocolate with a thick layer of peanut butter in between. Bloody amazing.
Sounds so good.
Oh, yes. Cheryl says Pavlovas are named after the Russian ballerina Anna Pavlova. Yeah, weren't they invented in an Australian hotel though? Am I misremembering that, or am I thinking of Peach Melba, which also used fruit and cream and yeah,
that might be it.
Dame Nellie Melba. Okay.
Oh, but Pavlovas are so good. Spencer made them once. He actually made them for one of my vocal recitals. And they were phenomenal. It was the first time I'd ever had them.
Ah, there you go. Not like Pavlova. Sorry about spelling. Wendy says the copa is solid white and you melt it first. Don't know if it's an Australian thing. The mixed fruit has lots of cherries in it for Christmas. I've not heard of that before, Wendy. Definitely have to look into that. Let me write that down to look up later.
There we go. We got a system now. Very analog, very retro. I dig it.
Cheryl says slapdash, my style. Warm gingerbread cake with lemon glaze, says Kristen. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, all day long, yes.
Yeah.
What was our wedding cake? Wasn't that a spice cake?
No.
What was it?
Our wedding cake
It was chocolate. That's
no.
right.
No. The chocolate cake was what Justin made for us.
That's right.
And then what we had was a towering croquembouche.
That's right, we did.
Mm. Yeah, if you're not familiar with a croquembouche, basically take profiteroles, which are essentially bite-sized chocolate eclair balls, and then stack them in a tower.
Tower of food.
Tower of profiteroles with spun sugar around them. Fantastic. Oh yes. Yeah. No, I was also correct. Pavlovas were invented, are claimed as Australian and invented in Australia by a visiting chef. Oh, and Lamington sponge cake covered in melted chocolate and coconut. Oh, that sounds nice. I am fond of chocolate and coconut together, and cake.
All of these things sound very nice.
Yeah. What was it? Lemon bundt cake with lemon juice and powdered sugar icing. Yeah, that sounds bloody good. Sounds very English, apart from the bundt.
It's such a fun word, though.
Cheryl says the Pavlovas were inspired by her fluffy tutu.
Oh, I love that. That's so cute.
Yeah. No, we were watching a tasting history, back to tasting history with Max Miller. They talk about was it Egon Ronay, the guy who invented it? Basically, he invented two desserts, both of which use fruit and meringue and ice cream or cream or something like that, and it just changed the presentation.
All right, we're nearing the end.
Bread pudding with lemon sauce, says Barbara. Haven't had it for years, but loved it. Oh yeah, good stuff.
No, keep on going, because like I was saying, I'm reaching the end of the line, and I've only got these two pieces in the front. Then I might go back and get any that are real crazy looking. But
Kathleen Horan Simmons says, "Never thought about curling Grayson. Cannot wait for the results." Well,
I hope it turns out okay. It was a long road, but we got here.
It's a long road. Getting from there to here. Sorry.
Why does this sound like a tampon commercial now?
Sorry. That's actually the theme song to Star Trek Enterprise.
Oh my god. Oh.
Sorry if I burst your eardrums, everyone, by the cackling, but
oh god. The way you sang it made it sound like a cheesy jingle or something like tampons. And of course, I'm going to run out of steam. Okay, I'm going to go put some more water in this thing.
Yeah.
I got to come back to this section because I think I see more. All right. We will do this. You can see I'm already making some progress.
Yeah, good stuff.
Let me see. I got all these cords of this thing.
Excellent.
I'll release some of these curls so you can actually see what they look like, how I shaped them here in the front, kind of like an S. And that way they can dry a little bit, because once they're cool to the touch, like actually room temperature, you can release them. They'll maintain the curl. It's just until they get to that point, you gotta keep them clipped. These are already cool.
Yeah, it don't take long for them to cool down.
This one's still a little warm. I'll be right back, and I'll leave that there so you can kind of see where we are at this stage, and I'm going to get some more steam.
You got steam heat.
This looks pretty cool so far, though.
Yeah, it does.
That's a weird little curling one.
Oh, fantastic. So, cakes. Cakes are nice. Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, we just got this little bit to do, and we're done with this, and Heather will show that off. That's looking quite good, actually. Yeah, so you guys enjoying this so far? Learning stuff, I hope? Yeah. Anywho, what's this we got? Tina says, have a little bundt cake pan and a big one. Chocolate fudge bundt cake with homemade Hershey's fudge icing. Loved scraping the pan after Ma was finished. Oh, is there any joy better than licking the bowl scrapers or anything like that? I remember when I was a kid, I would mix up a batch of chocolate chip cookie dough and then just spend, the next couple of days putting it in the refrigerator and then just scraping it out and licking the scraper because, it's great. Oh. Kathleen says, definitely help in curling, etc. So you're doing good, my sweet, and doing well. You're doing both good and well.
Got the water in the thing. I just basically have to wait for it to finish.
Heat up again. Yeah, I was thinking about speaking of bundt cakes. I was thinking about I saw advertised a spiral bundt cake that that came up with a very interesting design when you pop it out. So, hang on, isn't there a business nearby that just sells bundt cakes?
I think so. I think there's one up on Epsbridge.
Yeah. Very strange.
I love this color. It's so pretty. Can you guys see how, like, the purple and stuff in here?
Yeah, I can see it underneath there.
Yeah, it's such a pretty color.
This
You don't have to wait for it to be entirely dry.
Mm.
You just got to be gentle.
Mm. Cheryl says, my mom made the best chocolate cream pie. Loved licking the bowl. Oh, those were the days. Sharon did that when she was young, too. Excellent. Barbara says, I'm happy with a warm brownie and vanilla ice cream. The simple things do it for me.
Blondies are also nice.
And got a nice okay symbol. And Kathleen says the curl really shows the color. Very pretty.
Yeah, it's turning out really nice, all things considered. You can still tell it's wet.
Yeah.
But
a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this last little bit. I'm still debating on how much of this I actually want to curl because I actually think it looks kind of cute the way it is. So maybe just like leave this in the immediate front kind of straight.
Yeah.
And then curl just this bit here. I think that's the way I want to go. So kind of like the way that's laying.
Cheryl says, warm brownie, scoop of vanilla ice cream, and hot fudge sauce, brownie goops. There is a restaurant at the Kent-Brimfield border called Mike's Place, and they do something like that, only it's about the size of my torso. And one of my friends, John, said, I'll order it. How big could it be? When they set it on the counter, it set off seismic sensors at the university. Elaine says, hi, you guys. Hi, Elaine.
Hello.
Glad you can make it.
So in case you're wondering why it's got this kind of like wacky, this is the barrel. This looks, contextually, this would be very naughty looking, but it is literally a curling wand. And I'm using it in combination with, this is in combination.
Sorry, I'm laughing at one of Jamie's comments.
Okay, cool. But yeah, we're combining it with the steam, and the knobbly bits ensure that it's going to look uneven on purpose, and that's basically what we're trying to do. Is if this were to dry and you were to throw it out, it would look like waves. Is what it's supposed to look like. I think.
Jamie says everyone's over here talking about delicious food, and I'm feeding my bearded dragon bugs.
Bearded dragons.
What's your dragon's name? And how mellow is he or she?
Yeah, I've heard that they're very cool pets.
Yes. Cadero says, like this color. And it's called Magenta Melt, if you're interested.
Yeah.
We sell it over on our website, CysterWigs.com, if you want to check it out. My dad's mom used to make lemon meringue pie for him. That was her standard. She also made chow chow and enchiladas for Thanksgiving. That sounds excellent. I once tried to make a key lime pie, and it tasted absolutely amazing, but it didn't set properly. So it just got, you cut one slice out, and then all the rest just went into the space that vacated it.
Does it taste like key lime pudding, maybe?
Yeah, it tasted exactly like it was supposed to, but it just didn't set right. Cheryl says size does matter when it comes to brownies.
Yes.
Elaine says, oh my badness, who can eat that way? I have to search every ingredients list for sugar and stuff like that. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. We do that. We're just sort of reminiscing about when we could eat like that.
Yeah. It's more like wishful thinking. Though when we were on vacation, we were definitely naughty.
Oh, yeah.
About it.
Barbara says, did you always want a particular cake for your birthday? For me, it was a German chocolate with coconut pecan frosting.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
That does sound excellent. I always like the spice cake or the peach cake from, what do you call it, from Duncan Hines. And if we couldn't get those, Black Forest cake.
Black Forest cake is always solid. Always so good.
Gwen says, oh, that's a pretty curl, Heather.
Thank you.
Oh, Krista says, oatmeal raisin cookies, add some fresh orange zest. Amazing.
That sounds amazing.
Swap out the raisins for chocolate chips from time to time to get that chocolate orange compliment. Chocolate and orange is a damn good compliment.
That is, in the United States, that is an underappreciated combination of flavors. It's so good.
There are a lot of underappreciated flavors in this country.
Like what?
Chocolate orange, chocolate and coffee. I mean, people have mocha, but they don't have coffee-flavored chocolate.
Mm.
I mean, they had like mocha flavored Oreos for a while or something, but that's about it. Let's see. Sharon says, I have a ton of fresh key limes in my fridge. A friend has a tree in her yard.
That's so cool.
I think I'll try to make a key lime Moscow mule. That sounds amazing.
That sounds like we should go to your house and experiment with that as well.
Cheryl says, Elaine, some people have fantasy football teams. I have fantasy meals.
Yep.
Brownie corners, says Tina. Yep.
You can have the corners of the smushy bits. I like smushy bits.
It's all grist for my mill as far as I'm concerned. Elaine says, PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids. Look up Brad Marshall and the croissant diet. That sounds... The croissant diet?
That's a thing? Why have we not heard of this?
Get all our breakfast sandwich needs at Burger King now. Croissant diet. What was the name of that stuff? Sorry that it skipped again. Brad Marshall. Thank you. We'll look that up. Excellent. Colleen says, hey all, you're still live. Cool. Hi, Colleen.
Hello. Yes, I had some technical difficulties and I'm making a rebound. I'm just trying to make sure I show you what Grayson looks like curled. And for me, I 100% blame user error because I am not really very adept with conventional heat styling tools. As I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I never really had that much hair to play with. And the hair I had was incredibly hormonal and very, 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 very curly. So curly to the point where there was no point in styling it at all because it was just going to poof up anyhow. But I've been doing a lot with steam over the last couple of years, so it's a little bit easier for me.
Cheryl says, never trust a skinny cook, so they say. Well, my motto for the last several decades has been always trust a well-traveled fat man when it comes to food and drink.
I will attest to the fact that that is his like key phrase.
Oh, and Cheryl, Elaine answered that earlier. It's polyunsaturated fatty acids. Burger King croissants are good, especially the ham. I remember when they brought those out. Those were fantastic.
So you can see it's starting to dry. And isn't that looking pretty cool now?
Robin says, brownie corners are my favorite too, especially fudge brownies with walnuts. Male brownies. Barbara says, I'd love to try one of those beach waver tools on a wig, but I have yet to invest in one. Oh.
If it works out, let us know. Because I'm always scared to try to pick up those tools because I can't even get some of the basics down. So I always have a lot of respect for people who handle hair well.
Barbara says, I'd love to try. No, sorry. It moved again. Jamie says, wow, Grayson is beautiful. I might have to curl my Barbie dreams, Grayson.
Yeah, she looks really nice curled. I like her with this kind of loose texture because this style is just as shaggy and just as layered as that Ainsley from earlier. It's just a longer style. So I'm going to take these teeth pins out. And it's not quite dried, but that's all right. It's okay because the cap's dry enough. I'll put it on anyhow so you can kind of get an idea of what this looks like on. And it's not completely dry, so it'll probably get better as it dries.
All righty.
Here we go. I'm going to sit right there, honey.
Righto, I will move.
And hold on with the steamer if you just want to set up shop there. Hi again. All right. Sorry if you hear the fan on my computer. She's definitely wet, so she's not gonna move super naturally right now because this whole section here is still wet.
Speaking of wet, ooh, what happened?
Yeah,
here?
don't worry about that. We'll get it when we're done, honey. So, but yeah, she looks cute. You know, wait till she's done drying. Yeah, the bottoms are all wet still too. So I might have to take some pictures when she's done drawing just so you can kind of see how it turned out. But so far, I think she's really cute. You can tell I left the front a little bit straighter. But yeah, so there you go. Experiment achieved. High five?
High five.
Ah. Hooray.
Jamie says my dragon's name is Scylla and she's amazing, way friendlier than my pythons, lol.
Oh, yeah, I've heard wonderful things about beardies. I'm actually going to turn the light down now that I'm done with the steamer and everything. Now we're in the after dark portion of this live stream. You guys definitely have some stamina. I appreciate you hanging out with us for a whole 2 hours and 22 minutes at this
we just
point.
reached 2:22:22.
I know. It's time for another sip. But yeah, I honestly thought that I would have enough here on hand to be able to make this work, and I just underestimated that. Well, now I know, and it gives me something to shoot for to get better at for next time. So, you guys have any questions about any of the stuff that you saw? You want me to put this little number back on if you missed it? Did anybody miss this one from earlier? The Beckett Smoke Show R? If you want me to put it back on?
Well, thanks for that information, Elaine, on the health food board. Cheryl says it flew by. Shelly says definitely cute when curled.
It's just such a fun color. I love this color. Up close, it's got so much going on.
Let me stop my camera so you can have that.
Yeah, like
there you go.
It's just it's got an intense pink. It's just so pink. Love it. It doesn't play around with the pink. There's nothing subtle at all about that color. Whereas I find this one's quite natural looking. You know, it looks a little bit like I got some kind of gray highlight put in it, but overall, I love this color. This again is my Smoke Show R on Beckett, which will be coming in the fall. I don't have an exact release date because we're still waiting for information on when to receive this shipment. As you're probably aware, I'll keep this really short. There are like logistics and like economic issues and political issues and all kinds of stupid things that are like making owning a retail business very hair-raising. But that's not just me. It's literally everybody, even like Amazon and stuff like that. So, you know, that's everybody's kind of in the same boat together in that regard. But once I get information about when this will arrive, we will absolutely make sure that is known to everybody so you can plan, because we only made, I believe, 20 in each color. There might be a couple where we made 30, but we made these in a very small quantity. But the good news is we made a lot of different styles that will all be coming to you hopefully right before Black Friday. So we're going to keep trickling out the information kind of up until that point, so that way you still have an opportunity to plan, even if the release date happens a little later than we would like. And I do want to share my screen one more time, just a second, because
Okay, now we've got some questions coming in.
Cool. We'll go ahead and get those questions, honey.
Okay, let's see. Elaine asked, did you curl Beckett too? Nope, that's how it comes out.
This is how she comes. I curled the prototype. And I used the method I did on this Grayson. I just, instead of using that particular barrel, I was actually using curling rods, and I was pinning it to the curling rods. So it was a lot faster and it was a lot easier. But like I said, we made it work. So I'm actually pretty stoked with how she turned out.
Robin says, are any of your shorter wigs going to come in the Magenta Melt? Piper would be beautiful in MM.
I believe some of them are. We can definitely explore a little bit more of that in next week's live stream if you want.
Yeah, because I have because I've done some photography, and I remember some a shorter Magenta Melt somewhere in the last couple months or so.
Yeah, there's got to be one of them in there somewhere.
Yeah. Kathleen says, I love that style.
Yeah, it was super easy to wear too. You saw when I put it on, it took like nothing. It just went right into place. I love wigs like that when they're easy. Those are my favorite.
Wendy says that color looks so pretty on you, Heather.
Thank you. It's a good gray. It's a really nice gray.
Faith says, where did you get the larger head?
Amazon. I found one on Amazon. And so I know the problem with buying stuff on Amazon though is you end up going through a lot of them before you find one that works. So I have a whole shelf full of canvas blockheads that I never use, but I use these two quite a bit.
I'll vouch for that. Cheryl says, is Beckett a hard front wig?
It is a lace front wig.
Lace front,
but it's a very full lace front, so you would want to probably pluck it if you wanted it thinned out, but I'm cool with it the way it is.
Kathleen says, is the hair fiber like Ambrose or Danica?
No, this is from the Wigs Forever line, so this is a non-heat friendly synthetic wig.
Okay, let's see. Questions. Tina would like Beckett Indigo Swirl. That's something to keep in mind.
We are working on developing a version of Indigo Swirl for this product line. It's just, it takes a little time to get the colorations right.
Kathleen asks, will that be around the same price point as Ambrose?
This one will be probably more akin to the price point of like Anya and Mirabella, because it's in that same family of wigs. Mm-hmm. But it will be slightly more expensive because it does have more hand-tied features. The more hand-tied features, the more expensive it gets. So in this case, I probably see it being a little bit less expensive than other monofilament lace front wigs. But I do think this is probably going to be a little bit closer to 200 than you know because I need to backtrack a little bit. Thinking about the difference in the cap construction, this is definitely going to be one that's a little bit more than the Anya and the Callista and those, because it has more hand-tied features. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm going to get there eventually. But no, the thing is like it's going to cost more because the labor costs more. These are like double the cost for us to make. So, you know, we're going to try to keep the price point as low as we can and lower than comparable things on the website.
Deborah says, sorry, stepped away. Which one is this? This is the Beckett by Wigs Forever and Smoke Show R.
And it is scrolling at the bottom of the screen in case you're interested in seeing that you didn't catch it. So, and yeah.
One more question. Sharon Steele says, are you bringing back Bubblegum Pop R in any of the new
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We haven't retired that color. It's just a matter of, you know, trying to prioritize different things. And some things were just really, really hot. For example, you know, when I realized how hot holographic blonde was, I made sure that we ordered some more of those right away. So we have more that are in the works right now that we're still waiting on. You know, so it just takes time, and that's the issue. It takes time. from the moment we realize we want to order these things till when we can actually like make them materialize. The time frame for that is usually about like 5 to 7 months once we place the order. So it takes, everything's screwy because when we first started doing this, it was only 3 months. Like it literally, it changed that much due to these challenging times.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is what it is, right? So I think that's about it. Do we have any more questions or?
Let's do a couple more.
Okay.
Deborah says, will you have it in chocolate icing?
Well, we can definitely explore the color options that this one will come in. I don't really have anything in front of me to do inventory questions. And frankly, after a 2.5 hour live stream, I'm fried. I would not be able to trust my recollection of whether or not we have those in stock at this time. But if you email our help desk or you just hold off, we will definitely trickle out that information from now until when these things finally arrive.
All right, last one. It says, my favorite color by you guys is the strawberry one. Can't remember the name. Strawberry rooted something. Such a pretty pink. It's perfect. Well, I've got good news for you, Elaine. I've just photographed a whole bunch of strawberry shake R.
Yeah, but it's in the non-heat friendly fiber. Throwing that out there. So it is the one that's a little bit lighter because it's for this product line and not this product line. The colors are much more vibrant usually, especially on the red end of the scale with the heat friendly wigs. So the CysterWigs Limited stuff like Grayson here in Magenta Melt-R, but stuff like this one, which again is Beckett in Smoke Show, the unrooted version. So I kept saying R, no, there's no root on that. This is the unrooted version of Smoke Show. Yeah, I mean, these tend to be a little bit more, I don't know, not necessarily natural because it's a pink color, but you know what I mean? It's a little bit more soft. It's a little cooler too because it doesn't pull as red as the non-heat friendly fiber does. So yeah, I did want to basically share some stuff with you here. So I'm going to go to this part of the screen, honey. Right. I just wanted to let you know that we did share something kind of fun with our Patreon subscribers, and you should add yourself to the stream because well, because you're
I'm in the background.
Okay, fine. But yeah, so you can see that we actually are working on some website projects, and I gave the patrons on our Patreon kind of a sneak peek of that. So thank you for that. And I also just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you for enabling us to do this kind of stuff where we demonstrate things, fail, then try again, and then talk about baked goods.
Yes.
So thank you for hanging out with us on this Saturday night. Special thanks to Marnie, Linda, Kathleen, and Serene.
Yes.
And thank you guys for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. I definitely enjoy playing around with the hair, even if I'm all thumbs with it. And I definitely love just hanging out and talking about Betty Crocker's greatest hits. So, you have anything you want to say, honey?
Just that I want to make dinner now because I'm hungry. But,
we've been talking about food for like an hour straight.
Food for like the last hour, right. So naturally, you know, hungry. But yeah, everyone's seen it. I've been looking at the comments. Everyone's had a good time tonight, and so excellent. This has been fun. It's okay, Elaine. Don't worry. It's available on the replay.
Yes.
You can see anything you missed.
Absolutely.
Anywho.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.